Okay, right. So once again, welcome everybody. Tonight, we're going to be showing you, I know a lot of you are hypnotherapists, you know how to do this already, but I'm going to teach you how to create an anchor. We did it, those who were here the other night working with TPM, Total Perception Management, I showed you how to anchor the feeling of neutral. And I'm sure some of you now got that ability and are doing that. So one click back to neutral emotion. And if you want to ramp up an emotion, it's 2 clicks with your finger, unless you're no lean, in which case you can cluck twice. I don't mean that badly, but you can, instead of clicking your fingers, whatever works for you, you can just clap your hands twice. But now you've got that anchor. Tonight, we're going to show you, so you can do it for yourself and you can do it for the people you love. You can show people how to anchor a positive feeling in a part of their body. And I generally say it's something you can do subtly. So maybe putting your finger and thumb together, crossing your fingers, squeezing your thumb, squeezing your ear. But one thing you're going to use specifically to anchor a positive feeling. So I want you to think about something that you'd love to be able to access at any time. It might be joy. It might be a feeling of love. It might be a feeling of happiness. It might be, as we're working towards creating the body we want and the mind we want, it might be steely determination, which I think it seems to fit with what we're doing at the moment. You know, those days when you're just kind of not 100% on it, and to bring yourself back to focusing on where you want to be and how you want to, what you want to achieve. So it might be that you just want to use steely determination. And I'm going to show you how to do this tonight. I think it's one of the most powerful things we can do for ourselves. And if you're a therapist, it's one of the most powerful things you can do for your client. And if you're a parent, it's one of the greatest things you can do for your kid. Now, let me explain. I might be like my mother. My mother used to say, when I was telling people something I already knew, she had a phrase. She'd say, "You're teaching your grandfather to suck eggs." I don't know if she made that phrase up, but it meant you're talking to someone who already knows more about it than you do, and you're trying to teach them something. So maybe all of you already know how to do anchoring, but tonight we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so you can anchor a feeling. So I want you to be thinking about a positive feeling that you want. Don't have to tell me what it is. And then I want you to do this. I want you to think of a physical anchor that you're going to use specifically to trigger that feeling. So it can be just putting your middle finger and thumb together. It can be crossing your fingers. It can be squeezing your thumb. It can be gripping your wrist, but something you're going to do specifically to trigger that feeling you want in the future. Have you all got one? Don't tell me what it is. And you need a trigger word. So one word that you're going to use specifically to trigger the feeling. It can be, love. It can be happiness. It can be steely. It can be the name of someone you love. It can be the name of a place. If that feeling you want is joy, and one day you were on a beach like Matthew's on at one point, and that's where you felt it. And it might be the word beach, or name of a hotel where you felt great. But one word you're going to use specifically to trigger this feeling of empowerment. Have you all got one? So now you've got a physical anchor and you've got a trigger word. Yeah? Okay, good. And so now it's the feeling that we're gonna anchor, not a memory. So the thing you're thinking about, the empowering feeling you're thinking about, if you've experienced that in your life, then you can go back to that memory. But it's the feeling that we're going to anchor, not the memory. And to get the feeling back, we need 3 things. We need posture, breathing, and internal dialogue. So let's say, like for Jessica, it might have been when she won the UK kickboxing championship. That feeling of standing in a ring with your hand up, where you just felt you could do anything. It might be, I'm just saying that. If it was a feeling of steely determination or confidence or whatever it might be. But something where you, if it's joy or love, it might have been when you had your first child. It might have been when you met the person you love. Whatever. But I want you to think of a time when you felt that feeling. Now, some of you might say, well, I've never actually felt that feeling. But here's the joy of this. You don't have to have experienced it to anchor it. If you can imagine what it feels like to be steely determined, if you can imagine what it feels like to be complete joy, or if you can imagine what it feels like to be super confident, and you can get that feeling, you can anchor it. You know, I've often seen people, and this is like, if you're living in different parts of the world, you might know what I'm talking about. But over here, we've got a guy called, well, he's dead now, but he's Bruce Forsyth. Now, he was probably one of the greatest kind of presenters, game show presenters. He was an entertainer. And, and often people have said to me, you know, I say, do you know someone who's super confident that can perform at public speaking? I say, yeah, you know, Brucey. I said, well, get into the mode. Yeah, good game. Yeah. Higher, lower. So get into the mode. If you can, is he laughing? But if you can get into mode, you can anchor the feeling. That's the joy of it. And, you know, I've had people dancing around my office. You know, they wanted to feel joy. And I said, have you ever felt it? Yeah. The summer of '69 at Glastonbury. It was the summer of love. And I felt, you know, and I had flowers in my hair and all that kind of stuff. I said, well, can you remember what it felt like? And I've had people actually dancing around my therapy room. I said, when you feel that feeling of love and joy, let me know. So bear in mind, we're amongst friends. So I want you to just get into this. So the feeling that you want to anchor, if you were standing up when you felt it, let's say it's a feeling of steely determination, and you want to, and you remember when that happened to you, then stand up. If it's a feeling of joy and relaxation and calm, and you're in the bath when you feel that, then get into that position. But we want posture, breathing, and internal dialogue. So the third part of this is what you say to yourself when you're feeling that. You know, I can do anything. I can achieve anything. Whatever it is that you say when you're in that mode. And then breathe like you breathe when you're super confident. So you've now got a physical anchor, a trigger word. You've got the positive emotion that you want to anchor. So what I'm going to do is this. In a moment, I'm going to ask you to adopt the position. And don't worry, you know, if it's a feeling of total pleasure and you know, the posture is a bit, you know, something you don't want to share, maybe switch your camera off. But I'm not going to judge you on that. So, you know, whatever you want to feel and get into the posture. And then breathe how you breathe when you're feeling it. I don't want any heavy breathing. So switch your sound off as well. If that is the emotion you want to anchor, otherwise I might get arrested when I put this out. So get into position, breathe how you breathe, see what you see, feel what you feel. And when you absolutely feel it, I want you to put the anchor on. Now, when that happens, and obviously I can't see all of you, Tess is right into it at the moment. She's getting right into it right now. But when you feel it, I'm going to count for about 8 seconds. All you have to do, I'm going to say, keep the feeling going. All you're going to do is keep the feeling going and repeat the trigger word in your mind. Just keep repeating the word in your mind while you hold that feeling. I will count for about 8 seconds. I will say it in this way. Listen to what I'm saying. Let go of the anchor and then open your eyes. Don't open your eyes and let go of the anchor. I want you to, when you let go of the anchor, I want that feeling to be right up there. And then we're going to do it again. I'm going to ask you to open your eyes, clear the screen. We then run it again. I'm going to encourage you to get that feeling even stronger. And then, is Becky Roper your gran or auntie or something, Jess?
She's my mum.
It's your mum?
Yeah.
Hi, mum. I just recognised the name from your blog. So yeah, well, nice to see you. Sorry, I got carried away there because I got a bit excited seeing Jess's mum here. So I'm going to count to 8. We're going to clear the screen. Then we're going to get that feeling back. We're going to feel it even stronger. Then we're going to do the same, clear the screen. And on the third time, bear this in mind. Whatever you are feeling, when you put that anchor on and you hear that word in your mind, it's going to be a feeling that's anchored into that hand or into that finger forever. So make it a really positive feeling, okay? Because I'm not going to know what you're feeling. If it's a mediocre feeling, if you're only breathing like this, and you know, it's not good enough, it's not strong enough feeling, then just get it up, get the memory, get the feeling, and then we're going to anchor it. On that third time, whatever you're feeling is going to be anchored forever. So make it a super powerful feeling, okay? So are you all ready to do this? Adopt the posture, however that is. And as I said, it's no judgment here. Breathe how you breathe when you're feeling it. You can do this eyes open, eyes closed, but breathe how you're feeling when you're feeling that positive feeling. Say what you say to yourself when you're feeling that feeling, and get that feeling up. Don't put your anchor on yet until you feel it 100%. Feel it building even stronger. Every word I say is getting that feeling up, stronger and stronger. See what you see, hear what you'd hear, feel what you feel. And when you absolutely feel that feeling, I want you to put your anchor on now. And now run that trigger word in your mind, but keep that feeling going. Feel it even stronger. Feel it flooding your body with that energy. Feel it for every cell, getting stronger and stronger as you hear that word in your mind. Keep it going. Okay, let go of the anchor and open your eyes. Okay, was that a good feeling? Yes? Okay, and I want you to get it even stronger. You're doing great there, Tess. You're my favorite hypno subject. There's nothing that Tess won't do. Belly dancing, she does everything. She's just an amazing, fantastic person. Anyway, getting back to the anchoring. So I want you all, once again, do this eyes open, eyes closed, but just go back into that feeling, but feel it even stronger. Feel it flooding your body. Breathe how you breathe when you experience that feeling. See what you'd see, hear what you'd hear, feel what you'd feel, and say what you'd say when you're feeling it. Keep it going, even stronger this time. Feel it building, feeling it stronger and stronger. That's right. Now put that anchor on and hear that trigger word in your mind and feel that feeling even stronger now. Feel it growing even stronger. That's right. Hear that word in your mind. Okay, let go of the anchor. Open your eyes, clear the screen. Was that a powerful feeling? Jess's mum, was that good? Excellent. Right, one more go, right? This time, but remember, whatever you are feeling when you put that anchor on and you say that word to yourself, it's going to be a feeling that's anchored into your hand or your body forever. So make it something really powerful for you, right? So when you're ready, once again, take a breath in, eyes open, eyes closed, go back to that feeling, feel what you feel, see what you see, hear what you'd hear, say what you say to yourself, and breathe how you breathe. Breathing in that steely determination and confidence, breathing out every doubt, breathing in that feeling of joy and happiness, and breathing out doubt. Get that feeling up now. And when you feel it, put that anchor on. Hear that word in your mind. Do it now. And from today, whenever you put that anchor on and you hear that word in your mind, you'll instantly go back to this incredible feeling you're feeling now. From today, whenever you want to feel like you feel now, you put that anchor on, you hear that word in your mind, you will instantly go back to this incredible feeling you're feeling now. From today, whenever you put that anchor on, you hear that word in your mind, you will instantly go back to this incredible feeling of empowerment you're feeling now. Okay, let go of the anchor. Open your eyes. Okay, was that a great feeling? Yeah? Okay, well, I want you to do this. Now, you can do this eyes open. I want you to just put the anchor on, say the word in your mind, and see what happens in your body right now. Do you instantly get that feeling of empowerment? Yeah? Good. How's that for you, Tess? Great.
Fantastic. Thank you. Fantastic.
Well done. Okay, look. So that is how we run an anchor. And you can go on a course and do 4 days on. I'm going to teach you how to do this now. You already know how to do it, and you've got this video to look back at. So if it's for yourself, and the joy of it is you can stack anchors. So let's say you've just put steely determination into your hand, and you think, I know, when I'm feeling steely determined, I also want to feel super confident. You can bring up the feeling of super confidence, use the same anchor and the same word. Do it in exactly the same way. You run it 3 times. On the 3rd time, because we're hypnotists, you're going to give yourself a post-hypnotic suggestion, which is, from today, whenever I do this, I will feel that. From today, whenever I want to feel that, I'm going to do this. And you'll give yourself that post-hypnotic suggestion, and you'll find yourself stacking that anchor. So for me, I have steely determination, fearlessness, and confidence on one anchor. I can't really remember the last time I needed any of those things. But if I was in a situation where I thought I need to feel more confident, which would be ridiculous really, or I need to feel more, more determined, I can put my hand together. No one knows I'm doing it. I can say that word to myself and I can instantly go back into that feeling. So now you know how to anchor it. So if let's say you've got an up feeling, confidence, steely determination, fearlessness on that anchor, and you want times when you want to feel just calm and relaxed, super chilled out. The next time you're in the bath, with your perfume and flowers in the water and the candles on, Matthew, you can anchor that wonderful feeling of calm. And just go, but put it on another hand. It's a bit strange to have a feeling of really steely determination and really calm at the same time. That would be a bit odd. So use another anchor and another word, but put it on the other hand. Remember which one's which. Otherwise that can be a bit awkward as well. But then you can stack joy and calm and love and whatever on another anchor. You should be doing this for yourself. This has come from, I think it's Bandler and Grinder, when they were studying, when they first developed NLP, which was neuro-linguistic programming. They studied 3 top therapists. One was Virginia Satir, one was Milton Erickson, and the other one was Fritz Perls. And what they did, and what they did brilliantly at the time, was to model excellence. So let's say I wanted to be a top kickboxer. If I go to the gym with Jess and I watch everything she does and I copy it and I model it right down to what she says to herself, because they didn't stop at just the physical being. They said they found out what the person was saying to themselves as well to get them into that state. So they would model excellence. And what they found by modeling these 3 therapists was that they were anchoring feelings with people all the time. And sometimes it's verbally. Most of you now, because you've been here for maybe 4 or 5 days, will start to get anchored to the sound of my voice. So some of you, when I changed from like hyper Freddy to, right, I'm going to hypnotize you now. That's right. Place your feet on the floor, place your arms, and I start to slow my voice down. You probably find that your body's starting to relax and starting to find yourself going into that wonderful state of hypnosis. It's because that's right, Nolene. And anyway, back in the room. And so, so you get anchored to people's voices, anchored to, you can anchor with a touch, you can anchor with a voice, you can anchor in different ways. And once you've learned how to do this, it's a really empowering tool. It's like my free gift to my clients. It's the kind of thing I'd give to them after we've done all the session. If I've got another 10 minutes left and I say, look, let's put a feeling of confidence into your hand. Let's put a feeling of determination so you can continue to do this work for yourself. So you all know how to do this now. You know how to stack anchors. Don't limit yourself. Say, I want to feel this and I want to feel that. The next time I go to the fridge, I want to feel steely determined. I'm going to trigger that feeling to where I want to be. There are times when we kind of we're not as determined as we should be or we want to be, to better put that feeling back. So you know how to do this, okay? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to run the arrow technique with you. And most of you will know the arrow technique as pain control or pain elimination, but we're going to run it the other way around. So what we're going to do here, the feeling that you've just anchored, we're going to put in the center of that target. And then as you go through the target, your body and your mind is going to be flooded with that incredible positive emotion. So that it's double what it is now. So you can feel that feeling whenever you want to, okay? So are you ready to experience this? Excellent. Right, that's right. Ready. That's all you have to say, right? And we'll get into it. Okay, so I want you to do this for me. And this won't take long and you're going to love it. So what I want you to do, get yourself comfortable. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, just allow your eyes to close. You all know how to do this now. Think of those other experiences of hypnosis you've had with me. How it felt to sit and listen to my voice speaking to you. Remembering the words and the sounds and how it felt as you drifted into that wonderful state of hypnosis. Imagine it's happening automatically. Just for a while, nothing bothers or affects you, nothing disturbs you. Feel yourself just dropping down into that wonderful space. And as you drop into that space, my voice, my words are going to drop into that space with you to become a part of your experience now. Every word I say is going to take you deeper and deeper into the most profound, wonderful state of trance. And as you drift even deeper, I can wonder whether you're aware that you've drifted deeply into hypnosis. Because the deeper you go, the better you're going to feel. The better you feel, the deeper you'll go. 10, 20, 100 times deeper now. Even deeper than before. As you drift in that wonderful space, you can use your unconscious mind and the power of your imagination. And I want you to do this. Imagine you're just drifting up out of your body. The essence of who you are. Just drifting up out of your body. As light as a feather. Leaving your body in that chair. What a wonderful feeling. That's right, just the essence of who you are. Imagine you're drifting higher and higher. Like that beautiful helium balloon that some young girl has let go of in the park. Imagine you're drifting so high that you can look down and you can see the planet Earth below you. You can see that beautiful, incredible planet below you. You can see the whites of the mountain tops, the whites of the clouds, the greens of the forests, and the blue of the ocean. See that beautiful blue planet in your mind's eye. And as you look at that planet from way, way off, you can think about the 7.5 billion people on that planet, of which you are one. One unique individual. One perfect being. And as you think about that, notice how your perspective changes. And things that had seemed overwhelming no longer have any power over you. Things that had held you back in the past no longer have any power over you. Now in your mind's eye, see that massive target between you and the planet. A massive target, like an archery target. You can see the bands, you can see the very center. Now in the center of the target, in the bullseye, is that wonderful, empowering, positive emotion that you've just anchored into your body. That feeling is in the center of that target, but it is 1,000 times, 1,000,000 times stronger. It's like it's been nuclear powered up. It's in the center of that target. Now in a moment, I'm going to make this sound. As I make that sound, you are going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of the target and straight out the other side into that state of total empowerment. The most incredible feeling of empowerment. That positive feeling is going to be 1,000 times stronger. So get ready. As I make that sound, you're going to be fired, shot like an arrow, straight through the center of that target, straight out the other side in a millisecond. Get ready. It's going to be the most incredible feeling. And now you're out the other side, just drifting in that space. Feel that feeling flooding your body and your mind. Say that word to yourself once again and feel it growing even stronger. Feel it through every cell, every fiber, flooding your body and your mind. Imagine that feeling is growing so fast and so vast that your body cannot contain it. And imagine that wonderful positive feeling spreading beyond your body and spreading now to the very edges of our known universes. Infinite feeling of empowerment. Feel it flooding your body and your mind into the very marrow of your bones, lighting you up, lifting you up. And then say that word in your mind, that trigger word in your mind, and feel it growing even stronger. And from today, whenever you want to experience that positive feeling, you just hear that word in your mind, put that anchor on, and you will immediately go back to this super powerful feeling. Drift across the other side of your room so you can see yourself in that chair in that positive state. And notice how that energy is all around you. You may even see the color of it. See it all around you. See it spreading out through the walls of your building. See it spreading out to the edges of the universe, and know that is you, a universe within the body. Feel it now. There are no limits. There are no blocks. They're done. They're destroyed. They're gone. They were never real in the first place. And feel that feeling of freedom now. And when you're ready to have that feeling, whenever you want to, drift back over to your body, but only as quickly as the unconscious mind knows and has made those changes that will allow you that feeling whenever you want to feel it. And drop into your body, feel it even more. Now go out into the future, an hour from now, a week from now, 20 years from now, and notice how that feeling has changed your life. As you take that feeling into everything you do, notice the way you move and the way you breathe and step into that body. Feel what it feels like to have that feeling anchored into your body and your mind. Look back to now, notice the things you changed along the way that led to that feeling, creating your body, your mind, your happiness, your joy. Now living your truth and knowing it's okay to care about yourself, to love yourself, to look after yourself, be kind to yourself, because you are worth it. And go with your unconscious often as you need to know that it's now a part of you. From tonight, when you get into that bed and you feel the comfort of your security of that bed and the coolness of that pillowcase, you'll drift into that wonderful, refreshing, re-energizing sleep to awaken in the morning at the time you've set in your mind, refreshed, energized, feeling absolutely wonderful. Feel the love and the energy from this group you're in right now. Feel that feeling of wanting each other to be everything we want to be. And understanding that energy is all around you. See it. See the color of it. See it spreading to the edges of the universe. And know that is you. A part of and apart from. Just feel that feeling. And feel those energies merging. Lifting you up, lighting you up. Go with your unconscious often as you need to know that now you have that feeling whenever you want. There are no limits. In a moment, I'll count to 10. Every suggestion I've given you, you'll act upon, carry out without hesitation. It's now your reality. On 8, your eyes will open. You're going to feel incredible. And on 10, that feeling of empowerment is going to be locked into your body forever. And now you can stack that anchor with every positive feeling you want. There are no limits. So get ready. On 8, your eyes are open. You are going to feel incredible. And on 10, that feeling is going to grow stronger day by day. 1, feeling absolutely wonderful now. 2, to achieve and create the body and the health and the happiness and the joy that you deserve. 3, a feeling of freedom from every limitation that was ever placed on you, that was never real in the first place. 4, feel a force of that energy and love flooding your body and your mind. 5, feeling incredibly alive. 6, 7, 8, eyes opening, feeling absolutely wonderful. 9, 10. Excellent. So if you didn't know before, you do now know how to put an anchor on. Do it for people you love. You don't have to be a therapist to do this. Once you understand that, you can do it. And when you see your partner or you see someone you care about in an up mood, put your hand on their shoulder, say a word to them, and then you've anchored that feeling for them. The next time they're feeling a little bit down, remember where you put your hand on their shoulder, remember the words you used, and you can immediately trigger that feeling within them. And understand that we are doing this all the time anyway. We might as well do it consciously and with a positive intention. Okay, look, I hope you enjoyed this evening. I'm having a weekend off. It's like last week, people were saying, where are you? Where are you? You know, I thought this was daily. And, you know, so anyway, I'm doing my course tomorrow as well. So I'll be working to 11 with Anthony. I don't know if you've seen that little post I put about the College of Medicine. The College of Medicine and Integrated Health. I've been working on them since the beginning of lockdown in March. They asked me to do some hypnotherapy and I said I'll do it for 2 weeks, and it's now 8 months and I haven't stopped yet. So, and they are in England, the UK, they are the main body for integrating things like hypnosis and, you know, all of the things that we do, the energy work and all that stuff in with the medicine. And these guys are the top people in the country. You know, they're Professor this and Sir that, and Dame this and Sir this. They're top people that are involved in this College of Medicine. And it would give me some real brownie points if you sign up for it. It's free, right? You don't even have to give your bank details, but it would be great if you put in, I think it's Freddy Jackwin 2020, something like that. If you use that code, then you'll get in for free. And it's a year's membership. You don't have to renew it. I would suggest once we're out of lockdown, when they've got these seminars coming up again, which you're invited to, it will be really worth the membership. And I don't think it's expensive. In fact, I know it's not expensive, but they're doing great work. And as I said, it'll be some real brownie points for me because I'm trying to get the arrow into the NHS. I want all the doctors in the country to be using the arrow. And if they see that I'm, you know, I've got lots of friends, it might help. All right. Lovely to meet you. Can I call you Becky? Yeah, lovely to meet you, Becky. You've got a fantastic daughter there. You know, I know you're proud, but we're all proud of her as well. So you're fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Right. And thanks, Anita, for coming, and Andreas and Irena and Doreen, Becky, Jess, Petra, Jackie, Tess, Matt, Nolene, Izzy. I think there's some other people. And Marie. I thought I saw Giselle here earlier, and her friend Alyssa were here. And whether she's on another screen or not, I don't know. But anyway, one other thing I was going to say to you, and I can't think what it was. Oh yeah, next month I'm going to start the Fred Talks up. I don't know if you've seen them on my YouTube channel, but I've kind of gone away from it for a while. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some what I call the next generation of star hypnotherapists on. Jess has said she's going to do it for me. The first person up is a guy called, gone from my mind now. Oh, Nicholas Spone, and he's great. Okay, and again, he's a top sports person. I think he was a wrestler or something like that. But he's pretty incredible. He's got his own estate business, which got a portfolio of like 40 or 50 houses or something. He's only in his 30s, and he's top. And he's going to do a little presentation for this group, hopefully next week on the Wednesday. But I'm going to start the Fred Talks up. So if you've got anybody it coming up from the kind of the what I call a younger crowd, who you think's a rising star, then just give me a name and I'll ask them to do a presentation. I think it's going to, that next lot of Fred Talks is going to be great. And we've had, as you know, if you've watched them, we've had Mike Mandel on there, James Tripp, Laurie Hammond, you know, some great people on there already. So I'm looking forward to the next lot. Anyway, I think that's it.
Okay.
Freddie, I was hoping to ask you a question.
Of course you can. Yeah.
I didn't want to stop you when you was mid-roll, but it's about anchoring.
Yeah.
And it was, you often tell the story about the squash player that you anchored. I think it was either you either anchored his squash racket or the door closing or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, with sports people, it's one of the greatest tools you can use. For me, I used to play squash at a reasonably high level. And, you know, if you're playing someone, and Jess will know this, if you're fighting someone who's not really stretching you at all, your mind wanders off. You know, it's thinking about a song or something, or what you're going to have for dinner. And if I was in a squash court and my focus used to go, I used just to bring myself back to it. It was this anchor, my little finger and my thumb. But yeah, most sports people will have an anchor. And when I used to coach boxing, when I was putting the guys' bandages on their hands, I'll get them to close their eyes and I'll get them to think about that win that they had, where everything went well. And while they're thinking it, I'm like putting this bandage on. And so I know that I'm anchoring that positive memory and that feeling into having his bandage put on. And if you do it enough times, just the feeling of having your bandage put on will be enough to bring up that feeling. But for sports people, when I worked with this MMA fighter, this guy called James the Colossus Thompson, he was England's heavyweight MMA star. I mean, he was a colossus. I worked with him in St. Louis. He flew me out to St. Louis. I had 4 days there before his fight out there. And I got it so that, because he, a bit like Jess, he's really articulate. In the ring, he's just like a monster. But when he writes his what do you call them? Not podcasts. What's the thing? What did you write? Your blogs. You know, he's really articulate, and he's like a philosopher when he writes his blogs. Well, the thing is, in the cage, the fighting cage, he doesn't need to be a philosopher in the fighting cage. And so every now and again, the philosopher would step into the cage with the colossus, and that's not a very good mix. And every now and again, the colossus would come out into his relationship, which again was not a good fix. So he got to the point, we anchored this feeling. So when the door's shut on the cage, which is before the door's shut on the cage, he would take that breath in, he'd bang his gloves together, and James Thompson, the philosopher, would step out the cage and he'd just let the colossus do its stuff. And the colossus had just one task, and that was to annihilate the other person in the ring. It had no emotion, it felt no pain, and it knew nothing other than how to annihilate something else. So the philosopher stepped out. So he got that anchor through banging his gloves together. That was his anchor. As soon as he did that, then he's in mode. And I'm sure, if you got one, Jess, that you use.
Yeah, I've got a quick story about it. My last loss was against this, everyone called her the Terminator. She was so aggressive, it was unbelievable. It was just this scrap. It was the only fight I've had where I wanted to knock her out to survive. And then the following fight, we were on the same show and we were in the same area warming up. And I watched her body language, and I could see how nervous she was. But what she did, put music on, got light on her toes. So if you know anything about boxing, it's just relaxing in your stance, ready to move. And I embodied that. So then from then on, warming up, I do that. I embody that posture. Now, whenever I coach, I do it. And I tell all of my students to do it right from the beginning. Relax your shoulders, breathe deep, calm, confident, so that when you adopt that posture, you're confident, you're ready to win. And that was exactly what I did before becoming a champion. So I guess the anchor is that posture, that position, and just that relaxing everything, knowing that confidence will come through.
Yeah, I mean, and most sports people have got one. I've worked with some top sports people, you know, superbike riders and MMA fighters and top cyclists, golfers. And that's what I use every time. I give them an anchor. And this one guy was he was a super bike rider. So they ride at like 200 miles an hour. And so he got that with the music. When he was on the grid, you know, with the girl with the brolly and all that kind of stuff, he was on the grid, he plays a bit of music, but we anchored it into his crash helmet. So the moment he put his crash helmet on, he kind of stepped off the bike, or he'd get on the back of the bike. Because I said to him, he's been riding since he was 10. He doesn't need to be consciously involved in that riding. Like when you're in the boxing ring, you don't have time to think. That's what you do in the gym. You do all that training. In the ring, you just act on impulse. It's just the unconscious part of you, the habitual trained part of you that works. And he said after he came, and this guy was finishing 13th, that was his highest position in this, you know, into international superbiking. And we put that anchor on and he came 5th, which was amazing because he'd never been any higher than 13th and he'd been riding for a long time. And the other thing he said was, I was so separated from my being that I could actually see the faces of the people in the crowd. And they're going past them at 200 miles an hour. And so, but he said I could see the face of the people in the crowd because he'd let his unconscious mind do it. So anchoring is a really good tool. Use it for yourself. Use it for the people you love. Practice. You can look at this video again and learn how to do it if you have to. But obviously we teach it in the Jacqueline Hypnosis Academy. If you're not joined up yet, do that. We've got some great things coming up. We've got some things planned. I can't say too much yet, but about helping you get your business going. You know, it's our goal in the Jacqueline Hypnosis Academy to not just give you some great tools, but then show you how to get people into those chairs so you can use them. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. But we'll teach anchoring on that and use it for yourself. Anyway, I've been talking now. Does that answer your question, Matt?
Yeah, you did. Basically, I wanted to know, you know, when they bring the squash racket, the golf clubs into your office, how you anchored something to them. I think you answered that with the boxing gloves.
So what you do is, you know, let's say for a golfer, I got a golfer, let's say it's their driving that they get messed up. Bring their drive. I don't play golf, you know. So get their golf bat. Show how much I know about golf. Get their bat in their hands and say, look, when you get that feeling of super focus, grab your bat and so get into mode. And it's the same. I get people bring their racing bikes into the office, get them to anchor that feeling into their handlebars when they get into that position. Anchor it into your gloves, anchor it into your bandages, but use something they're absolutely going to use. Yeah. And then they'll have, as soon as they get into that, they get the feeling back. Okay, awesome. I'm going to say goodnight to you all, and I'll see you on Monday, unless you're on the training over the weekend. But otherwise, I'll see you on Monday. But look, you can always ask me any questions, and if I can answer them, I'll answer them. Okay, so don't think, well, Freddy's that busy that I can't ask him a question. Generally, when I'm not speaking to you, I'm playing my guitar or I'm eating. So please ask me some questions because that would help as well. All right. Anyway, I love you all. Stay well. Have a beautiful weekend and I'll speak to you soon. Okay. Take care.